Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having a great day or night in Jesus. Journey through Genesis verse by verse. We're already in chapter 42. Can't believe it. Almost done. We're in lesson 85. Genesis 42:6 if you want to follow along. Please check out our other Journey through Genesis. Again, 84 other lessons. Also Proverbs, Romans, Matthew. We want to go through the whole Bible. God be our help. Thanks for being here. Bible study, so awesome. So Genesis 42:6 says this, and it's a very dramatic moment. Lesson 85. And Joseph was the governor over the land. You know, he's like co-pharaoh almost. And he it was that sold to all the people of the land. So who controls the food supply, money supplies, controls the land? This is Joseph. And Joseph's brethren came and bowed down themselves before him with their faces to the earth. Now, isn't that incredible? Because that's exactly the dream Joseph the dreamer had had. And so he's seeing it. It may have taken 13, 14, 15 years, actually more like 20 plus years, but here it is happening. And so sometimes maybe God will give you a dream or vision. It may take a long time, just like Joseph, but here it is. And Joseph saw his brethren, and he knew them, verse 7, but made himself strange unto them, kind of like the Hebrew, the stranger, that means Gentile, made himself strange unto them, and spake roughly unto them. So he had been in Egypt so long, obviously he probably began to look like Egyptian, the different headdresses. Egyptology is one of those fascinating studies. Probably done some things on the Biblical Archaeology Today podcast with Steve Waldron. If you want to check that out on Egyptology. And so he says, whence come ye? And they said, from the land of Canaan to buy food. So here they have come down from the promised land and they're there to buy food. And Joseph knew his brethren, but they knew him not. Now remember, Joseph is also considered the most perfect type of Christ in the Bible, at least by many commentators. So Jesus came unto his own, and his own knew him not. It's kind of like Joseph is in the presence of his brethren. He had come down from the Holy Land into Egypt. Now he's king, but his brethren didn't know him. A lot of typology there. Jesus coming from heaven, being in the earth, and even though he's King of Kings, Lord of Lords, brethren did not know him. Verse 9, and Joseph remembered the dreams which he dreamed of them, and said unto them, ye are spies to see the nakedness of the land, ye are come. So he's saying, look, you guys are part of these tribes in Canaan, and you're coming to take over Egypt because you know there's a famine. That's nakedness of the land, nakedness. There's no clothing, there's no food, there's no crops covering the land and all this. Verse 10, and they said unto him, nay, my Lord. So here's all the older brothers acknowledging the younger is the Lord. And so again, typology, like the first birth serves the second birth, the new birth, you're born once, you die twice. You die twice. You're born twice, you only die once, so to speak. You're born naturally, born again of water and spirit. Then you only die once because you live forever with Jesus. A lot of typology here. The older shall serve the younger is a massive theme, especially in the book of Genesis. Paul brings this into Romans under the inspiration of the Holy Ghost, that our first birth, our sinful nature, has to serve the second birth, the new nature of Jesus Christ. Verse 12, and he said unto them, nay, but see the nakedness of the land, ye are come. And they said, thy servants, notice, they've called him Lord, they're saying, we're your servants, are 12 brethren, the sons of one man in the land of Canaan. They begin to tell some accurate history. Behold, the youngest is this day with our father, Benjamin, Joseph's younger brother, from Rachel, and one is not. And Joseph said unto them, that is that I spake unto you, saying, you're spies. Now, is he speaking Hebrew to them? Is he speaking to a translator? Is he speaking like, Egyptian and a translator? Some of that's going to come out in just a little bit on what's going on. But it also shows if they are speaking Egyptian, like Pharaoh speaking to Joseph, it shows that the Bible, something spoken in Egyptian, we only have it in Hebrew, it's still inspired. So the Bible accurately translated in other languages is inspired as far as it's accurately translated, obviously. Verse 15, hereby ye shall be proved by the life of Pharaoh, ye shall not go forth hence except your youngest brother come hither. He wants to see Benjamin. That's going to be a theme through his whole interaction with his brothers. Send one of you and let him fetch your brother, and ye shall be kept in prison, that your words may be proved. Now, a little bit of vengeance there, a little bit of revenge. Yeah, probably. You're going to be in prison. One of you's leaving. The rest of you are going to be in prison like I've been in prison for 7 years. Or was in prison for years, not for years, not just 7. Shouldn't have said 7. That your words may be proved whether there be any truth in you, or else by the life of Pharaoh. Pharaoh's considered deity. This is like the highest thing he could probably make covenant with. Surely you're spies. And to be called spies is just like today. I mean, this is treasonous. There's probably death penalty involved. And he put them all together into ward 3 days. And so he puts them all ward, probably in prison, at least a holding cell anyhow. Verse 18, and Joseph said unto them, the 3rd day, this do and live, for I fear God. Notice, I fear Elohim. He's saying, okay, you Canaanites, you sons of Jacob, you fear God, I fear God too. It's probably his conscience is bothering him. If you be true men, verse 19, let your brethren be bound, let one of your brethren be bound in the house of your prison. Go ye carry corn for the famine of your houses, but bring your youngest brother unto me. So shall your words be verified, and ye shall not die. And they did so. So they're like, okay, we're going to leave one brother. We're going to carry corn. He got to thinking, and I don't want Dad to die. I don't want Benjamin to die. This is the best thing. So a lot of emotions. And this comes out during this whole narrative, a lot of emotions. Verse 21, and they said one to another, we are verily guilty concerning our brother. See, they've got a guilty conscience too. And then we saw the anguish of his soul. We go back to what's happening when Joseph is thrown into the pit and Reuben come to get him. He wasn't there. We saw the anguish of his soul. Even in Psalms it talks about this. When he besought us, and we would not hear. Therefore is this distress come upon us. They're like, we're reaping what we sowed. Verse 22, and Reuben answered them, saying, spake I not unto you, saying, do not sin against the child, and you would not hear. Therefore, behold, also his blood is required. Remember, and so Jesus, most perfect type of, Joseph's most perfect type of Jesus, blood required. His blood be required on us and our children. This is what the Jews chanted. All right. And they knew not that Joseph understood them, for he spake unto them by an interpreter. So, like I said, it was going to be revealed how this was the interaction, speaking through an interpreter. So, obviously, with so much trade going in there, they had to have interpreters, whether it was Sumerian, Babylonian, other languages, Akkadian during that time period, Hittite, Ugaritic, Canaanite, in Hebrew. So, Joseph obviously knew the Egyptian language very good, so he's speaking through an interpreter. And he turned himself about from them and wept. That's not the last time he's going to be weeping. And returned to them again and communed with them. So he begins to kind of talk. The word commune has some, not just bossing them around, he talks with them. Communication, and took from them Simeon and bound him before their eyes. Why did he choose Simeon? Maybe Simeon was leading the charge. Remember Simeon in the killing of the certain village. But he took Simeon and said, okay, the rest of you can go. And we don't really know the interaction between Joseph and Simeon while the brethren are gone for these several months or even into the years. We're going to stop there because there's so much here. I want to make sure we get it. And there's a pilcrow here if you got a King James Version, which means it's a different thought paragraph. So God bless. Hey, thanks for being with us today. Hit the bell notification when you subscribe. Put it on social media and join us daily. We got all kinds of other videos. And listen to a bunch of other videos we've got on here as well. Avail yourself of them. Try to be a library. God bless. Love you. Bye.